Welcome to Simply Happy Conversations, a podcast that teaches you how to create a clutter-free, functional, and simply happy life. I'm Narelle King, a professional organiser who supports families with practical steps to simplify their lives and create a more organised home. I'm passionate about supporting neurodivergent families and individuals like myself. The best way to create positive energy for the new year is to celebrate everything you've achieved or learned from the year before. I've been doing this since 2017 when I started my business, and I absolutely love looking back each year on the achievements and the things that I have learned and are going to use moving forward. So let's jump into the wins and challenges of 2024. Today on the podcast, I want to do an end-of-year wrap-up and share my insights and achievements of 2024. But first, let's look at why we reflect on a year and how that can be really beneficial. For myself, having challenges with my memory, in particular with dates and numbers and years, I rely on documenting the things that I've achieved and the things that I've done for each year. And I also rely on photos. Another reason you might reflect on your year is to acknowledge and enjoy all the success you've achieved, no matter how big or small it is, reinforcing your motivation and also confidence by doing this. Another reason is you gain perspective and learn more about yourself and your work, and it helps you understand your growth and strengths and areas where you could improve or maybe outsource to someone else so that you can avoid those issues, things in the future. Another thing is recognizing patterns in your behavior and decisions can also lead to better self-awareness. Another reason for reviewing your year is it can provide clarity on what truly matters to you. This is going to help you focus your energy on the things that align with your own values. For me, over the past 2 years, I am so much more aware of the environmental impact of consumerism and providing ways to help support like the circular fashion and recycling items. Another reason to take the time to look back on everything you've done, learnt and achieved, it means that you'll be better positioned for the coming year and make more informed and realistic goals for the next year. So for myself, the exercise I do to reflect on my year is I find a quiet place. I have even done it in a cafe before, and I'm on my own and I just use paper and pen and I answer a couple of questions. I'm going to share the questions and some prompts of mine and share my reflections to help you get started. So the first thing I look at is what I've achieved this year. The next question is, what are you celebrating? The next one is, what are the lessons learned? And the next one is, what would you like to stop doing? And what are you going to start doing? 2024 has been an incredible year for me. I have sorted more garages, sheds, bedrooms, wardrobes, kitchens, pantries, bathrooms, toy rooms, and even digital clutter on computers than I have in the past. I've helped so many people pack their homes efficiently and safely and unpack some of them on the other side. So there was 1 month where I actually had 4, including a family who needed the whole house unpacked. And we also did one move, which was over 3 months. So we were taking things to the other house, unpacking as we went and setting it up and removing all the things that they didn't need in the other home because it was 2 people moving in together. I've helped transform problem spaces into more organized areas, like, for example, slim, narrow pantry and trying to make the most of the space. Deep side in a pantry that you just couldn't access. And so by using a step and a tiered shelf, you could actually then lift the things up so you could actually see them. I've also added a lot of extra shelves to pantries so that the gap between the 2 shelves is not so big, just to make the most of the space. I've also solved organizational overwhelm, and this is with creative solutions to all sorts of storage problems. And these are things like sensory spaces. I've set up a few of these in wardrobes for younger children, plastic cupboards, and trying to sort out all of the plastic lids and containers, laundries, baby room, toys, and then some bedrooms as well. At the start of 2024, I helped people edit their decorations and set up storage solutions to make packing away after Christmas a breeze. But also it means now at the end of the year, they're able to go and get their decorations and there's no need to be going and replacing things that they can't find because it's all together now. The things that I'm celebrating for 2024 is that I have had an increase in clients from lots of different referrals, some ADHD coaches, also lots of family services, word of mouth, and finally through my website and social media channels. It's also been great to have Michelle, who works with me on Tuesdays and some Thursdays, to have an extra pair of hands at times when we've worked on jobs together, as well as being able to also bounce ideas off each other when we are working together, and also having some subcontractors come in and help for some of those bigger jobs that we've had this year. I am also celebrating 3 years of Simply Happy Conversations, and I also clocked up 170 episodes by the end of this year. I used a platform called Podmatch this year for some of my podcast guests, which was great because it allowed me to have a variety of international guests. I saw an increase in the listener audience, in particular in America and also in the UK. So if you're listening in the US or the UK, thank you so much. It's so great to have you. I've also refined processes, which means that my virtual assistant, Anne, hi Anne, she is able to do more of the admin behind the scenes, which is wonderful. This means that I could take on more clients, which means I can help more families and individuals to have a clutter-free, functional and simply happy home. I've also done a couple of professional developments, and one of them in particular was the IOPO conference, which is the Institute of Professional Organisers, and it was a conference in Brisbane. It was so great to meet all the other members in person, and then from that I've been able to now also record that recent organising tips by other organisers because I've met them, I knew who they were, and you've built a rapport and a relationship with some of these people. I've also done some professional development around hoarding behaviours, and I really enjoyed learning a lot more and also looking at how to establish a process as a team to help support families or individuals who have hoarding behaviours. I'm a word of the year type, and for 2024, I wanted to feel intentional about the things I said yes and no to in the business, but also personally. And I feel like I've achieved this in 2024. For 2025, I want to feel sustainable, to make empowered choices that promote equality and also social responsibility while also addressing the consequences of consumerism, which I'm seeing every day in my work. I also want to be sustainable in my work. It's very physical and also emotionally exhausting being a professional organizer, and I want to be around for another 10 years. I need to make sure I balance both personal life and work and continue the things that fill my cup. So that's things like eating healthy, walking, yoga, and even connection with friends who I can be myself with. I want to send a huge thank you to every one of my clients for trusting me with your belongings, stories, and dreams this year. I'm grateful for what I learned from the past year and for the connections. I can't wait to see what 2025 brings. I encourage you to reflect on your year. It's a really valuable practice that can lead to personal growth and more intentional approach to your following year. I will make sure that I have the questions are in the show notes for you, and I'd love for you to share with me on Instagram or Facebook at Simply Happy Organisation what you achieved and are celebrating from your year. And maybe if you have a word for 2025, I'd love to hear what it is. Thanks for listening to Simply Happy Conversations. Thank you for joining me for today's Simply Happy Conversation. Would you like to have a home for everything and easily be able to find the things you need during the festive season? To help you have the best Christmas season, I've created an extra special free resource for you, the Christmas Declutter Calendar. Quick and simple ideas designed to give you immediate results in just 15 minutes each day. Feel more organised this Christmas and download your Christmas Declutter Calendar from simplyhappy.com.au in the resource section. I'd like to acknowledge the Wathaurong people of the Kulin Nation on which this podcast is recorded as the traditional custodians of the land. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging.